And today we'll be talking about insight and how deep insight lead to firm determination and will. So let's begin with that. So as we're talking about the concept of insight, Muhammad, I'd like you to start thinking about, or perhaps share some examples of when you've seen someone truly focused on something, fully committed, 100% committed. What sort of insight is that person working with? So to get things started, like one of the things that I've recently seen where I'm seeing a lot of commitment, transformation, and trying to really reach the extremes is some of the guys that I train with, and they are in like boxing or Muay Thai or kickboxing, and there's a one young guy, right, who's like 20 years old, and he goes to university doing computer science, but along with that he's like training twice a day. He travels like 40 minutes to come to a gym where he can train with experts and whatnot, and he is having his first fight today. So I hope he wins, but I've seen a lot of determination in this 20-year-old kid, the way he eats, the way he trains, the way he commutes just to come to the training twice a day, perhaps 7 days a week. It's like really next level. But I mean, when I look at it, I'm like, where is this motivation coming from? So what I observe is, firstly, he's seeing results. So he's seeing that how he's able to do more than what he was able to do like a year ago or 5 years ago, and how he sees that, yes, my body is actually capable of doing more. And I think also staying and hanging out with these other people that he hangs out with, and you see that other people are able to do these things with their bodies, that means I should also be able to do this. Is like a limit that I can push myself to. And seeing those results, hanging out with those people, and having those things that, okay, look, if I commit to it, I will actually win the fight. I will do something. I will actually excel and transform myself.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting because I think one of the most important things a human being can do is actually become insightful. Because when I was looking at the definitions of insightful, what you realize is someone who's insightful actually has a clear and deep understanding of a topic. And it's interesting because you're talking about health, because I was speaking to my personal trainer yesterday, right? And I was telling him that when you take a protein shake, you take it with milk, it's more protein, right? So on the surface, it sounds like a good thing, right? Like milk with a protein powder, you get more protein. But then he said to me that, look, bro, think about it. Like if you put milk into something, it is harder for the body to absorb the protein. But if you use it with water, the water just goes straight through your body, and that protein that it takes in is actually much better than even if you took it with milk. And you might have a better result, right? So this just shows that when someone has a deep understanding of something, when they clearly know what something is, the level of results you get from that is actually very different, even though on the surface it might look different.
Great, beautiful. Yes, so I think like going into it, right? Obviously, like the work and the first and foremost, the most important transformation is our understanding of this world and who Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is, and where do we sort of fit into that. So taking a look at it, like the way he describes it, and then we can go into like tangent examples as well. Is he's saying that first of all, it's a light, it's a realization that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala blesses someone with. So as we work on those early stages that we talked about of yaqadha and having sort of deep thinking and love and connection with Allah and the du'as and all the other topics that we have talked about it, because all these action points that we discussed, all the stages that we have discussed before, they need to continue as we traverse from one stage to the other. And as we do that, it's like you receive this insight, this gift from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, which basically protects you from confusion. It gives you this clarity, it protects you from this confusion, and you do not have hesitation because you have certainty and you have insight, so you're not hesitating.
Yeah, great. I think some of the things that are coming to my mind after you're saying all of that is we're looking at being insightful, right? And when it comes to insightful, like I said, it means to have a deep and clear understanding of something. Now, in order for us to have a deep and clear understanding of something, we have to actually be able to see it, right? And a lot of the times, Allah talks about in the Quran how people are seeing, and then there's people who are blind. And it's not real seeing, yeah, real blind, but it's a fact that when it comes to messages, they don't see. So one interesting thing is us being able to see things. But I think another interesting thing is in order for you to see anything, you actually need light. You need to have light to be able to see. If there's no light, you can't perceive anything, right? And therefore, you can't be insightful. So part of being insightful is actually having light. And the best form of light is actually Allah's words, like you said, Allah's to know about Allah, to all these things. And as you're speaking about these things that we know about Allah, this is what actually illuminates the world for us. This is actually what gives us that ability to have insight, because we wouldn't know that this dunya is just play and amusement unless Allah told us that. And this is the whole thing, that you become insightful by learning more about Allah, like you said, and more about His attributes and more about His deen.